Hello Jumpstop, Coach Clint here. Welcome to another episode of our Soundbites. This time I will be sharing with you guys my thoughts on training preparations and some of my basketball workouts that I am using with my online training. I've been using these workouts in some of my trainings for the past 10 months. Because as we know, we just don't run workouts to our players just because we want them to sweat or to make them feel that they are working. We give it because it is part of the progression of whatever we are giving them, and there are aspects in players' development that we coaches should know when it is needed. As practice, and it should always be, before we start our trainings, we coaches must prepare a training program based on our players' or team skill sets. We have to know the strengths and weaknesses of our players, the do's and don'ts, the part for which is needed for the players to improve. We just don't go out there, blow our whistle, and start screaming, shouting, and run drills and workouts just to look cool in front of our players and for the team members. Everything should be planned out with a purpose, of course. So the progression is according to what is needed for the total development of every player and for the team in general, because that is what we are trying to achieve here. Just like what great coach has been saying all this time, everything happens during practices. If you miss something in practice, don't expect to run it well during games. Preparation is the key. To produce results in terms of development, we must, as coaches, be smart enough to know what is really needed. There's so many videos available out there, YouTube, any online platforms. There are online discussions in social medias and talks everywhere about on how to train and what are the needed preparations to have and be able to have effective training. But don't forget, coaches, again, that at the end of the day, we are the one who knows what skills our players possess. We have to be very careful because instead of helping them develop faster, we may slow the process of a player's development. I heard, and I know you are familiar with this question when a player starts to ask like this: why is my game still the same when I am working hard every practice? The answer is very simple. It is because the practice the player is receiving don't complement, or it is just a replication of what player is already been doing. So means to say, there is no growth at all. So it is our responsibility to know the why, what's, and how in regards of our players' development. So coaches, good luck to all of us. Now I'm going to discuss to you the workout as I have promised before the start of this episode, and hoping that these workouts that I will be sharing with you can help you even in some small details of your game. I will be sharing with you guys 3 lockdown strength and conditioning workouts. Why lockdown? Because these are the same workouts that I am giving to my players who continue to learn with me even this time of pandemic and while they are staying at home. And these workouts requires no equipment and can be performed in small spaces. Having said that, I would like to remind you, just make sure that you are 12 years old and above. For reason, we have to minimize or eventually avoid any possible risk considering that this is a strength and conditioning workouts. Remember that these 3 workouts focus on 3 things. Alright, and every workout that I will give you, it is specifically intended for these 3 things. First is your legs. Second, it can be to your full body. And third, or just your upper body plus core. Workouts that I will be giving to all of you, I personally identify already the focus so that you would understand where it is intended for. Alright? And all these lockdown workouts will be given for you just for free. Just make sure that you are following our Facebook page, which is Jumpstop Basketball on Facebook. I know there should never been a better time to improve our physical attributes. While we are at home and observing social distancing and the minimum health standards given to us by the government, that can help us prepare when things are going to be a new normal or when they are going to allow basketball again. I know basketball in the Philippines is not yet back. We're still awaiting for government agencies to allow it. And even though with all these restrictions, some of us are already breaking protocols just to be able to play. And I am pretty sure that we are all aware the risk there is. So again, be safe everyone and have a great workout. Thank you for listening.